So all of a sudden, the media are paying attention to this presidential race in ways they haven't before. Tammy, you almost get the feeling that for a lot of media outlets, it was a little boring watching this, 10, 12-point Hillary lead. And now all of a sudden they're paying attention to it, making it more of a horse race.
Well, look, I think that it took a lot of energy to keep it at that supposed 12-point lead. You had actually a huge spectrum from Investors Business Daily and the LA Times poll at 1% or tied, all the way up to swings up to 12 and 15 points ahead. And that takes a lot of work to keep that going. At the same time, remember, prior to this latest drama, Obamacare had hit. And this is, of course, it continues to hit. It continues to destroy people's lives economically. This is a part of the liberal agenda of what it is that Americans are getting tired of and are feeling in the pocketbook. The jobs issues are still remain. So economics were a big deal. And yet, at the same time, you had at the big day when the discussion about how high the new premiums would be on Obamacare, there was not one story in the Washington Post on that story. So there's a lot of energy and a lot of thought that goes into what not to cover as much as what goes into what to cover, especially when it comes to the bias that exists with the media these days.
Leslie, I suspect you see it somewhat differently.
Well, I do see it differently because obviously if everybody was in cahoots to have Hillary win, you would not have seen those headlines that we saw or the trending on Twitter. Sorry, Donald Trump, you were wrong about that. Huma Abedin, Anthony Weir, Clinton, October surprise, all trending over the weekend on Twitter. Quite frankly, I think any network, whether they're cable mainstream media, if they're a newspaper outlet, they want to make money. They're a business. So they're going to lead with something that their viewers or their readers are going to be interested in. And quite frankly, if we look historically at the last presidential elections in modern day, it is normal for the race to tighten in a couple of weeks before the election because we're pretty much almost a 50-50 divided country, largely partisan, Republican and Democrat, and that's how we see people vote. Even Hillary Clinton said it's going to be a very tight race a while ago, and quite frankly, even though there was a 12-point lead, we know the polls have gone up and down, and we have seen in the primaries that not all the polls have been 100% accurate.
Tammy, what do you make of the criticism that the FBI director is getting? He had essentially closed the book on the Hillary Clinton investigation, that extraordinary news conference back, I think, in July. Now, all of a sudden, he says, hey, let's open it up again. We've got some new information. And he is getting pilloried by Republicans and, by Democrats and some Republicans.
Yeah, look, the reason he had to have that strange press conference way back at the first investigation was because of the meeting of Loretta Lynch and Bill Clinton on that tarmac. She met with the spouse of a target during an investigation, which is, of course, extraordinary. So he was put in a very political position. In this particular case, we know the New York FBI agents had looked at the emails in the Anthony Weiner laptops and the Huma Abedin laptop there for weeks. Clearly something had occurred, and Catherine Herridge actually has just reported on our air that, in fact, the metadata shows that there are Hillary Clinton emails there, and many likely classified. So this becomes something very serious for Mrs. Weiner. It becomes even more serious for Hillary if, in fact, that there are classified documents on that laptop. Then now they have to figure out where that laptop came from, what else it's mixed in with. So I think he did it because he had to. And keep in mind, John, that not doing something is also an action.
Yeah.
So whether he did something or if he waited, both are choices. And so I think what he did was what he would do under any case, that this was serious, it mattered now, and he needed to report it.